Hi there, I'm Cath. Welcome to my channel made by Cath Craft. Thank you so much for joining me today for another one of my vlogs. So for this week's vlog, I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I thought I'd do the sort of vlog I really love to watch with other people, where people pop on every day in the week and they share a little bit about what they're wearing, what they're up to with sewing projects and a little bit of life too. And I thought I'd mention a couple of other YouTube vloggers who do these sorts of vlogs, who I love to watch, in case you fancy going and checking out theirs too. Firstly, there's lovely Angela, who's Devon Threadtails, and yeah, she does every month, she does a 1 week me made vlog, where yeah, she pops on every day and talks a bit about life and clothes and that sort of thing. And I really love watching her vlogs, and I'll link her down below. I'm sure you probably already subscribed to her, but in case you don't and fancy checking her out. And the other vlogger who also does a monthly 1 week me made type vlog is the lovely Amelia from Sew Amelia. And again, I'll link her down below. And I think hers is called A Week in My Sewing Life, and she'll pop on every day and talk about the sewing projects she's up to, and she makes lovely clothes for herself, but also her daughter. So yeah, if you fancy checking her out as well, I'll put her details down below. But I really enjoy those sorts of vlogs where you see a snippet each day, so I thought I'd try one myself. So this is my first week doing it, and actually today is Tuesday. And I was going to start yesterday, but my daughter unfortunately was off school yesterday. She had a bit of a cold at the weekend and she wasn't quite 100% by yesterday morning, so we thought we'd keep her home an extra day just to give her a little extra rest. So it was actually really nice because she was a bit under the weather, but she was well enough to have a nice play, so we had a really lovely day together. But by the end of the day she was right as rain, so she's back in school today. So I thought, right, I will come on today and start today, so it will be a slightly shorter week, but anyway. So today is Tuesday, it's a really nice sunny day. I've just got back from the school run, and my hair is a bit of a mess. I haven't had a chance to sort it out yet, but I thought I'd come on here first and say hi to you guys and talk about what I'm wearing and everything. Then I'm going to go and sort my hair out, and then I'm going to go and meet some friends this morning. I've got 3 NCT friends, which is the National Childbirth Trust, and I met them when my little boy was just born, and we've been friends ever since. They've all got children the same age and they've grown up together, and it's really nice. So we're going to meet them. I'm going to meet them and we're going to go to a local country park, and we're going to go have a walk around the lake there and have a cup of tea. And one of them's got a really lovely border collie, so I'm looking forward to seeing him too. I do love a dog walk. My husband is not a big fan of dogs, so I can't see us ever getting a dog ourselves. I think he'd definitely be more up for cats. But I do love dogs, so it'll be nice to go for a dog walk in the sun and have a cup of tea and catch up with some of my friends. And it's a bit weird now because all our children are at school, so yeah, it feels a bit different going out with them without the children, but it is lovely because we actually get a chance to talk. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today. But first of all, I thought I'd share what I'm wearing. So today I am wearing a make that I made quite recently, so you might have seen me talking about this recently, I think in my August makes vlog, which I'll link down below. And it's a hack of Oggs and Cami, and that's this pattern here. It's a great indie basic pattern. It's by True Bias. It's a camisole pattern designed for woven fabrics, and for my version here I've hacked it off to crop it off, and then I've added a gathered skirt. So I'll just stand up so you can see a little bit. Yeah, it's got pockets too. It was a really fun hack, and I've really enjoyed wearing this one, and I think it's one that I'll wear all year round, because on a day like today where it's quite warm and sunny, I've got it with just a plain white t-shirt underneath, and I'll put a picture up so you can see how I styled it with a pair of trainers as well. But in winter I think I'm going to be wearing it with a sort of a high neck top and maybe a cosy jumper on top, so I really love it, and it's really comfy to wear. It's a little bit oversized, and the fabric is a Rifle Paperco cotton. It's really pretty, I think. It's got some lovely wildflowers on it. So that's what I'm wearing today, and I thought I'd also talk about today what I've been up to over the weekend. I did a bit of sewing on the evenings this weekend, and it wasn't anything new, but I decided to do a slight refashion of an existing garment. And it's this garment here, which I made earlier this year. I think it was earlier this year. Oops, I just got cut off there because I managed to sit on my little clicker that I use. So anyway, I was going to say this is a jacket that I made earlier this year. Which is here. It's a really lovely cosy jacket. I made it in this lovely reversible fabric. It's got like a kind of denim coloured quilting fabric on one side, and then a sort of faux sort of teddy fur on the other side. And I got this from Guthrie Garney earlier in the year. I thought it was really lovely, and I used it a pattern to make it, which is a pattern that's designed for reversible fabrics. And it's this pattern here. Oh, here it is. It's the I Am Delphine. So it's an I Am pattern, the I Am Delphine. It's a really nice kind of classic sort of slightly boxy shaped jacket pattern, but yeah, it's designed specifically for reversible fabrics, although there is a free lining add-on, and I have actually made another jacket using the lining add-on. I made one in sort of a red teddy fur too, but this version I made as the pattern's intended in this lovely reversible fabric. And I made it and I just wasn't sure about it ever since I made it. I love the fabric, but I wasn't sure how I'd kind of finished it, and I'll put a picture up of how it looked. And I decided I'd just make a few tweaks to it. So what I've done is, whereas I had no fluffy bits on the pockets, I've changed it to add fluffy bits on the pockets. So I've kind of just turned it so this bit sort of comes out. And I've also turned up the bottom a little bit to make it slightly more cropped, and also have the furry bit on the bottom as well. Before I didn't have the furry bit on the bottom, I just kind of finished it with the quilting there and there. And then I just readjusted the poppers just so they sit well on the new shape of the coat. So it was a fairly quick change. I'll put up a picture of how it looks now. I know they're kind of subtle changes, but it just makes it feel a little bit more fun now, I think. I don't know why I didn't go for the full kind of furry bits at the bottom and pockets before. I think I was worried about it looking a bit too furry, I guess. But I thought, actually, I want to have a bit of fun with it. And I really like the kind of the furry fabric. So yeah, that's my revised version. I must admit, I didn't enjoy exactly having a play with it because it's quite tough because the fabric's so thick. It's quite hard to get it under the sewing machine, but I'm hoping I'll get a lot of wear out of this winter because it's really cosy, and I think it'll be great over a pair of jeans to throw on the school run and that sort of thing. So I'm glad I made those little tweaks, so I prefer it now. But yeah, I just mentioned again, the pattern is I Am Delphine. In terms of sizing, it goes from size 36, which is bust 32.25, waist 24.5, hips 34 and 5/8, up to size European 46, which is bust 40 and 1/8, waist 32.25, and hips 42.5. So it's a really nice little pattern, and it comes together really quickly. And one thing I thought I'd mention as well is a few people asked me about this fabric after I showed it on one of my previous vlogs, and it went out of stock really quickly at Guthrie Garni, so unfortunately there wasn't any left. But recently I saw that Fabric Godmother had got some in that was either the same or looks really similar. Again, it's reversible with the quilting and the teddy fur, and I think it's a sort of indigo denim colour too. So I'll put a link below down to that fabric in case you're interested. It's really lovely fabric. It is quite chunky, so quite tricky to get through the sewing machine, but it's really cosy and perfect for kind of wintry kind of jackets. So that's what I was doing this weekend, so I'm pleased to have made those tweaks. One other thing I wanted to share with you today before I go is I got a delivery of fabric yesterday, which is quite exciting. And this fabric came as part of my role as a Minerva ambassador. So Minerva has kind of a group of ambassadors that every month they send out some fabrics, and you're offered the option to choose a fabric and make something and then share it on their website and what you've made with it to kind of showcase their fabrics. And I saw a fabric this month that looked absolutely lovely. I thought I'd really love to make something with that. And it arrived in the post yesterday, so I'm really excited to get sewing with this one. And I need to put it in the wash today actually, because it's lovely weather for drying fabric outside. And it's this fabric here. It is a cotton lawn, and it is by Lady McElroy, and I love Lady McElroy fabrics. I think they're really nice quality, and I've sewn with a couple of their cotton lawns before, and I really enjoy wearing them too because they've got enough crispness to make it nice to sew with, but they're really lovely and soft to wear too. So this one is a lovely kind of floral bouquet on it. And actually, when I looked online, I thought it had a navy base, but when it came, it's got a black base, which I quite like actually. But yeah, it's really pretty floral colours. And I got 1.5 metres, and I have plans for what I'm going to make of this one. And I think I'm going to make this pattern here, the cuff top by the Assembly Line. And it's a really lovely pattern. It's quite a simple pattern, you only get the one variation, but it's really lovely. It's a kind of top that's quite boxy. It's got a seam down the front and back, and it's got these oversized cuffs that are elasticated. It comes together really nicely, and I've made one version before, and I made it in colour block. Actually, I'll put a picture up if I can find one. Again, it was actually with Lady McElroy cotton lawn, and I had some scraps left over from a couple of projects, so I put the scraps together and made a colour block version, and I really enjoy wearing it. It's great, I think, particularly with a pair of jeans where the weather's a bit warmer. So I thought I'd love to try it again, and I'm going to go for just this colour for the whole thing, so a bit more simple because I think this is quite a busy print. So I think it'll work really well for a cuff top, and I really look forward to having another one of those in my wardrobe. So that's my plans for that one. So that was my exciting fabric that I got delivered today. Is there anything else I wanted to mention today before I go? No, I think that was it today. I don't know if I'll get any sewing done this evening. I think I'm going to knit this evening, so I'm working on a knitting project at the moment. But I think I need to go now because the time is passing. So I'm going to say bye-bye now, and I'll share a bit of my knitting project with you tomorrow, as well as my next project I've got planned sewing wise. So Thanks for watching today. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye. This is the lake we're going to be walking around this morning. It's really pretty. My children love to come here and feed the ducks too. And it's got a really nice play park, but yeah, a lovely day for a walk around this lake. So I'm back from my walk this morning, and as you can see, I've got this fabric washed and on the line, and it's perfect weather for drying clothes. Nice and sunny with a bit of a breeze. So yeah, that one's just drying away, and I'm really looking forward to cutting into it once it's dry. It's such a pretty print. Hello, it's Wednesday morning now, and it's a really lovely day today actually. The sun is shining, and it was quite warm on the school run this morning, which is lovely. Today I was planning on doing a little bit of sewing, but actually my son is home sick today. So I had a poorly daughter on Monday and a poorly son today. I guess it's just the whole back to school, lots of new germs going around, and he was up in the night with a head cold, and he's looking quite washed out today. So I thought best to keep him off a day, and hopefully he can recuperate and be back in school tomorrow. But so yeah, sewing is probably off the cards today, but I thought I'd pop on here still to show you what I'm wearing today, and also to talk briefly about a couple of projects I'm working on or I have planned. So first of all, what I'm wearing today, as it was a beautiful day today, I thought I'd take the opportunity of wearing another one of my dresses, and this is another one of my makes from this summer, and it's make using this pattern here, which is the Shelby dress and romper by Trouper. It's a really nice 90s style kind of button down dress, or you can make it into a romper with quite a swishy skirt and princess seams and a kind of v-neck and buttons down the front. So it's got some really nice details. There's also a little tie at the back to cinch in, which I've got. I'll show you here, back here. I made this a version earlier this summer in a viscose twill. There was a darker colour, it was like a black. And I really enjoyed making it, and I think when I really enjoy making a pattern I often like to make another one in quick succession. So I made this version, which is really quite summery, and this is in a viscose challis, and it's this lovely kind of daisy print on it with a red background, and I've got little white buttons, and it's really nice and lightweight and swishy to wear. I made the dress version, I think I made it in the smallest size, which is size 0, which is chest 32, waist 26, hips 34, and my hips are, that's my chest and waist measurements, but my hips are slightly larger, but there's so much volume in this skirt that it's just fine. And I found it actually came up a little bit big on me, and I had to take the seams in anyway. So yeah, I find it comes up a little bit oversized, but it goes up to size 8, US size 18, and unfortunately there isn't a larger size range version of this one like there is of some Trouper patterns. But it's a really nice one, and I really like how the princess seams give shape. And I'll put up a picture of how it looks on. Yeah, it feels a bit dressy just for hanging around the house with a poorly son, but I thought why not enjoy it while the weather's still nice. So that's what I'm wearing. I also mentioned yesterday that I'd be doing some knitting last night because I'm working on a knitting project, so I thought I'd show you a little bit of that. I am using this really lovely wool, so I thought I'd show you a ball of that first, and it's the Wool and the Gang Super Trouper wool, and this is really beautiful shade of pink, which is called Pink Blush. And it is a merino wool, but it's supposed to be quite easy to look after. You can put it in the washing machine. I don't know whether I'll be brave enough to put it in the washing machine, but it's supposed to be quite durable and hard wearing. But I also like the fact it's merino wool, which I don't find too itchy on my skin, and I often do find wool quite irritating, so I thought I'd give it a try. So I'm using a pattern that was actually my first knitting pattern for an adult garment that I ever used, because I'd done a few things for my daughter before then, but I wasn't brave enough to try an adult garment. But I'd seen some lovely versions of this, and it was a beginner pattern, so I thought I'd give it a go. And it is the Downtown Cardigan by All About Amy. So it's quite a basic kind of boxy cardigan, quite loose and oversized, and it's knitted in garter stitch, so it's quite straightforward. The pieces are kind of mostly square. There are a few increases to get the balloon sleeves, but it's pretty straightforward with some ribbing. And I made a version originally in chunky yarn, which is what the pattern calls for, in a navy blue colour, and I really enjoyed knitting it, but it's super warm, and I thought I'd quite like to make a slightly lighter weight version that isn't as cosy. So I thought I'd give it a go with this wool, which is actually an Aran yarn, so it's slightly lighter weight. And it's meant I'd had to play around with the pattern quite a lot because the sizing has come out completely different with a different size knitting needle and different size wool. So I've kind of had to make it up as I go along, and I've just kind of been inspired by this pattern really because it's changed quite a lot. But it's coming together now, so I thought I'd show you some of my pieces. This is my back piece here, and I've made it so it's a bit cropped. So yeah, it's going to be a slightly cropped cardigan because I thought that would go quite nicely with dresses. So I'm working my way through it well. Here's one of my front pieces here. I think it's all looking quite neat, and this wool was really, really nice to work with. I've really, really enjoyed knitting with this wool. So yeah, that's how it's coming along, and I really like the colour as well. It obviously would clash with this dress, but I've got some outfits I think this would look really nice with. So I just thought I'd show that. I'm hoping it won't take too much longer to finish this because I'm on the final sleeve. So fingers crossed that'll be in one of my next makes videos. But that's my current knitting project, and I'm really enjoying doing a bit of knitting in the evenings at the moment. There was one other thing I wanted to mention today before I go, and that was a challenge that's just started this week on Instagram, and it's for a really good cause, so I thought I'd mention it in case you fancy getting involved. And it's called the Dress for Success Challenge 2021, and it's being run by a lady called Teresa, who is Purple Stitch Studio on Instagram, and I'll include her link to her Instagram account down below because she's got all the details of the challenge on her Instagram page, so you can check out there. But it's basically being run for a charity called Dress for Success, which is a not-for-profit organisation which aim is to help women achieve economic independence. And one thing they do is collect clothing that can be worn by women in a professional environment, either to an interview or in a work environment. And so the challenge Teresa's running is for any sewists who want to get involved from the 20th of September to the 20th of November to make one or more handmade garments that will be suitable for a woman to wear either in an interview or to work. And then you can send the garment to either Teresa or directly to the charity, where it'll hopefully go to good use. So yeah, that's the details. It does say UK only on Teresa's Instagram page, but I asked her if there'll be any issue with people getting involved if they wanted to from outside of the UK, and she said that would be absolutely fine too. It just might be a bit more expensive on the postage front to send it, but if you do want to get involved, then you can. There's a hashtag, which is hashtag Sewing for Charity 2021. So it sounds like a really great cause, and I've been thinking about what I could make and send to Teresa for the charity. And I think I might have a go at making this pattern here. And it's a Scout tee by Grainline Studio. And it's a really nice kind of simple tee pattern with a scoop neck, and it's designed for woven fabrics. And I thought it would look really nice team with a pair of smart trousers or under a jacket if it was in a lovely sort of pretty viscose fabric. So I thought I'd give this a go. It comes in US sizes 0 to 18, and I know Teresa's put on the details of the charity challenge that the most needed items are size 16 plus women's tops, so I thought, yeah, this is a top, and I'll do one of the larger sizes probably to make sure it fills that criteria or that thing they need the most. So yeah, I thought I'd give this a go, and I've got some really nice fabric that I have in mind that I'd like to use. I need to find it though, I'm not sure where it is, so I'm going to have a little rootle about later to pull it out, and I'll show you that either later or tomorrow depending on when I have a chance to look for that. But yeah, I thought I'd give this top a go. I think it's a really nice one. I've got a couple of versions of this in viscose, and it can feel quite smart, I think, if you wear it with a pair of trousers, yeah, or a jacket. So that's what I'm going to give a go. So that's the challenge, Dress for Success 2021, and all the details are on Teresa's Instagram account. But yeah, now I better go now and have a look how my son's getting on. He's having a little flop on the sofa in the next room and a read of a book, and I'm just going to go and check he's okay. So as I said, I think I was hoping this today to maybe start cutting out my cuff top that I talked about yesterday, but I think that might be off the cards today with the poorly son here, so I'll see how I get on. That might be a job for tomorrow possibly. But anyway, I'll be back probably tomorrow morning to tell you what I'm wearing then, and update you on where I've got to on my projects. So yeah, bye. So it's just after lunchtime now, and my son is having a little flop on the sofa and a read. And I am taking a moment while he's doing that to start tracing the Scout tee by Grainline Studio, and I'm tracing it in a size 18, which is the largest size it goes up to. Oh, there he is, sneezing in the background. So yeah, I'm going to get this traced up so that once I found the fabric, I can start getting it cut out. So my son and I are playing some board games this afternoon. We've been playing Snakes and Ladders, and he likes to play as a team, so we both roll one after another. And yeah, get up the board together. And now he is setting up Cluedo, and we're going to play that as a team too. I'm not sure how that one's going to work, but he's got a plan apparently. So that's our plan for this afternoon.
We've done it 2 times.
Have we?
I hope so.
Hello again. It's Thursday morning now, and as you can see, I'm filming somewhere different this morning. I am in our kind of kitchen come dining room area, and I'm sitting at the table that I use. It's our dining table, but I also use it for my sewing and cutting out. And I'm in here because I usually film in the front room, but today the window cleaner who comes and does all the houses in our street has parked outside the house and he's doing all the windows, and I felt a bit sheepish at the idea of filming while he's cleaning the windows, so I thought I'd come back here. And I'm actually planning on doing some cutting out this morning too, so I thought this was a good place to start. But yeah, it's quite mild weather again, so I've taken the opportunity to wear another dress, and the dress I'm wearing today is this one here. And it is the Tilly and the Buttons Lotta dress. It's a really nice simple dress pattern, and you can make it in woven or stretch fabrics, which I think is quite cool. And I'll show you the line drawings of it. It's got grown on sleeves for the short sleeve version, and an elasticated waist, and then quite a swishy full skirt. And it's got patch pockets you can add if you want to. And there's also an option to make a longer sleeve version too. And I think there's two skirt lengths, one just about knee length and one that's midi length. So it's quite a nice simple sew, and the fitting's not too critical because it's got an elasticated waist. I think I might have made the size 2 and not bothered to grade out to size 3 at the hips because there's loads of room with the swishy skirt. And yeah, it's one that I always really enjoy wearing actually. It's really comfy, and whenever I wear it I think I should make another version, but this is my only version I've made, and I made it in this viscose that I got from Minerva, and I received this, it was quite a while ago now, for free in exchange for writing a blog post on the Minerva website. And if the fabric is still available, I'll link it and then you'll be able to see my post too. But I initially made it with long sleeves and then I cut it off to short sleeves, and I much prefer it like this. But I'll put a picture up of me wearing it. Yeah, it's really comfy, and every time I wear it I think I must make another one of these because I really like the shape. I think it's quite pretty and quite simple and showcases the print nicely too. But that's what I'm wearing today. So to catch up on yesterday, my son was poorly, he's back to school today, he's much better, but it did mean I didn't get too much done. I did get the Scout tee traced out in the size 18, so I'm ready to cut the fabric out, and then I actually found the fabric and managed to put it in the wash yesterday, so that's as far as I got on the sewing. But I found the fabric and it's washed, and I thought I'd show you it now. This is the fabric I'm planning to make the grain line Scout tee in for the Dress for Success challenge, and it's here. It's this really nice viscose fabric that I got from Rainbow Fabrics Kilburn earlier in the summer, and I think it was part of their Nobody's Child Dead Stock fabric drop, and I got a couple of fabrics from that because they're really pretty and really nice floral ones. But this one's got a black base, and then I think that's the wrong way up. Lots of pretty flowers in kind of oranges and pinks and reds and yellows. And I thought it would look really nice as a Scout tee and would work really well with a black pair of trousers or a kind of suit or something, as kind of like a sort of fairly simple sort of shift top underneath. So that's my plan for this one. It's a nice viscose. It's not super fine, it's fairly substantial. It's almost got a bit of a crepe sort of feeling to it. So I'm looking forward to getting that on cut out. I'm hoping to cut that out today. And actually my husband is going out this evening to the pub to meet some of his friends. So I might do some sewing in the evening. When he's around, I often sit on the sofa with him and I knit while we watch something together on TV. But when he's not around in the evening, I do like to do a bit of sewing because I feel a bit silly sitting on the sofa on my own. So I quite like to keep busy. So yeah, I'm going to plan to hopefully cut that out and maybe start sewing that too. So yeah, that's all washed and ready to go. But yeah, I think it's really pretty fabric, and hopefully that will look really nice, the Scout tee. And if I finish it, I will show you tomorrow, hopefully, or maybe later this evening. Was there anything else I wanted to mention today? Oh yes, my other plan today is to cut out my, what's the name of the pattern? The cuff top by the assembly line. So I've got that fabric all washed, and I think I showed you that yesterday or the day before. So I'm hoping to cut that one out this morning too, and I'll see how far I get and whether I have a start sewing that one this evening too. But so I might pop on later once my husband is out and share what I'm up to then once I've got my sewing machine out, and hopefully I'm ready to do some sewing. But yeah, I'll say bye now, and see you a bit later. Bye. So I'm starting to cut out my cuff top using this lovely cotton lawn. And I thought I'd show you an adjustment I made to the pattern pieces. And I made this adjustment when I made my first version, and I'm keeping it for this version. So this is the top of the sleeve and then coming down to the neckline here. And what I did was I moved in the neckline by, I think it's about 1.5 centimetres, because I'd read from a lot of other people that the neckline was quite wide and you could see your bra straps often. So I thought I'd bring it in just to make sure that it kind of covered my bra straps. And then I also dipped the neckline at the front down slightly, because when I saw pictures on Instagram, it came around about here-ish, I think, maybe 1 centimetre up, and it looked like it was coming up quite high. So I just dipped down slightly and changed the shape of the neckline, and then I had to change the shape of the facing too, so that I changed that pattern piece too. But I'm quite pleased with how it is now, so I'm going to leave it like that for this version I'm cutting out. But yeah, just starting to cut it out. This is my first pattern piece I'm cutting. So I've cut all the pieces out now, as you can see, and they are ready to sew. And I decided to cut them in 2 halves for the front and back, because I quite like the centre seam feature, even though I could have, I guess, cut it on the fold minus the seam allowance, because the fabric is all one fabric. But yeah, I do like the centre seam feature, so that's what I'm planning to do. So yeah, they're all cut out and ready to start sewing. Hi there, it's Thursday evening now, and my house is really quiet. My husband has gone to the pub. My daughter is asleep and my son is having a little read in bed before I go and settle him down to sleep. So I've got my sewing machine out and I'm looking forward to having an evening sewing. So this morning I did manage to get both the scout tee and the cuff top cut out, and actually they didn't take long to cut out at all, so I had a bit of time to start sewing the scout tee. So I thought I'd show you where I've got to, and I made pretty good progress on that one. I really enjoyed revisiting the pattern actually, because I haven't made it for a while and I've forgotten how nicely it comes together. And so I've pretty much done all of it except hemming it, which I'm going to do this evening, but I thought I'd show you where I got to. Here we are. So here it is. As you can see, I've done the neckline with the bias binding, which I think is a really nice finish. And I decided to do French seams all on the inside to give it a really clean finish. So yeah, it's come together really nicely. I'm really pleased how it's looking, and I'm looking forward to hemming that one and getting it finished. And once I've done that, I'm going to start sewing my cuff top. So I'm really looking forward to giving that one a start too. So I'll see how far I get. I thought I'd mention what I'm wearing. As you'll see, I've changed. I do like to change into some loungewear in the evening. So I've got on, this is an old ready to wear top, but I'm wearing some me-made bottoms, and they're the Hudson pants by True Bias. So you can see them here. They're made in a loop back jersey with some pink ribbon used for this pocket detail and also for the ankle cuffs, and a little pink cording here. This is the first pair I ever made actually, so they're quite old now, but they're really comfy and yeah, relaxed to wear, so perfect for an evening sitting at my sewing machine. So I'm going to get started on my sewing now, and I'll update you on where I've got to tomorrow morning. So I'll say good night now. Bye. Hello, it's Friday morning now, and I have just got back from the school run. So actually I stayed and dropped my kids off, and I stayed on a little bit longer because there was a fundraising meeting at the school this morning to talk about fundraising for the next academic year. And it was really nice to be able to go along to that meeting and talk about ideas for raising money, because obviously with COVID over the last 18 months or so, not a lot of fundraising's happened. So yeah, hopefully this year we'll be able to get some plans in place to earn a bit more money for the school. But yeah, I'm back now, and I've got a few jobs to do this morning, but I thought before I start those I'd pop on and share with you what I'm wearing and also how I got on with my sewing last night. So first of all, what I'm wearing today, well, it's a bit cooler this morning actually. The sun's just starting to kind of peek through the clouds now, but it's a bit, yeah, we've got a bit of a chill in the air, so I'm wearing some jeans this morning, some ready to wear jeans. But I'm wearing a top which I made, and I made it using this pattern here. And it's the Sagebrush top pattern by Friday Pattern Company. It's a really nice woven top pattern with some lovely features. Yes, it's quite a boxy shape, and then it's got these sort of balloon sleeves with elasticated cuffs here that kind of sit just above your elbow. Then it's got a little ruffle at the front, and at the back it's got a bias bound neckline with a little tie at the back. So yeah, some really nice features. It's a really fun pattern to sew. And the version I'm wearing, I made in a rayon fabric, which I got from Sister Mintaka. It's a Cloud9 rayon, and I really love the print, the kind of ditzy floral print on it. Yeah, it's got the ruffle here, but you can't see it, so all this busy print. But yeah, it's nice to wear. I think it looks good with a pair of jeans. I'll put a picture up so you can see. And it was a fun sew. And I think the only adjustment I made to the pattern was to reduce the volume of the sleeves slightly, because I didn't want them to be too poofy. And because of the rayon, they kind of drape slightly as well, so they're not too oversized, I don't find. So that's what I'm wearing today. But yeah, last night I made some good progress. First of all, I hemmed the scout tee, so that's all finished now. I'm ready to send off to Teresa as part of the Dress for Success challenge. So here it is. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. Yeah, as I mentioned last night, it's all French seamed, so hopefully it'll last really well. And I think it, like I mentioned before, I think it'll look really nice with a pair of trousers or a skirt in a work environment. So yeah, I enjoyed sewing that one, and it was nice to use some of this pretty fabric with the flowers on. So yeah, I finished that one with the hem. And then I actually went on to finish my cuff top too. I think I got really in the sewing zone while my husband was out and the children were sleeping. So here it is, all finished. There it is. So yeah, in terms of this one, I had a bit of fun with the top stitching thread. I used this orange thread for the front seam and the back seam, and also on the shoulders too. And yeah, and I also decided for this version to crop it a little bit shorter. So my first version I made it a bit longer so I can tuck it into jeans and things. But when I tried this one on, I quite like the look of it, a little bit shorter, not tucked into jeans. So yeah, I decided, you can see it's quite boxy shaped. So yeah, I need to get some pictures of this one. I'm hoping to film next week my September makes video, so I'm hoping I'll get some pictures so I can show you how it looks on me then. But I really like it. I think the fabric's really pretty and it was fun to sew. So yeah, I'll share more details of this one next week. Before I go, I thought I'd also share with you one fabric that I got a couple of weeks ago, which I haven't shared here yet because I didn't do a September fabric haul and sewing plans vlog this month. So yeah, this fabric I don't think I've shared. I got it a couple of weeks ago when Minerva had one of their VIP craft club days. So I'm a member of the Minerva Craft Club, and anyone can join the Craft Club. You just can sign up on the Minerva website, and it's £20 to join for a year. And over that year you then get 10% off all of your purchases you make with Minerva. And they also run a couple of days, these VIP Craft Club days where you get 20% off. So if you've got your eye on a particular fabric, and it can be worth holding off until that day to get the extra discount. And if you're interested in signing up to the Craft Club or learning more about it, I'll include a link down below in the video description, so you can have a little look and find out more details about how to do it. But it's quite straightforward, and I found it really worthwhile because I do make a few purchases from Minerva. So yeah, I had my eye on this fabric, and so when it was the VIP Craft Club day, I snapped it up. And it's this fabric here. It is a really lovely viscose twill fabric. You can kind of, I think if I hold up, can you see the twill texture? Maybe the light's not picking it up. But it's a really lovely viscose twill, and it's by Mind the Maker, and it's a bit creased because I've washed it and then sort of folded it up. But it's got a lovely black base and these really, I think these really nice sort of gold hoops on it. And what I really like about the fabric as well is it's yarn dyed, so it's not, the black isn't printed on, it's black through, which I think is really nice and really nice quality, and it feels really lovely actually. It's got a nice sheen to it and a nice weight. So my plans for this fabric is to make another hack of the Ogden cami. So you'll see earlier in the week I wore my pinafore hack of the Ogden cami, and I really enjoy wearing that one. And I thought I'd had one more Ogden cami hack in me before I maybe give that pattern a bit of a rest. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure what this hack will involve, but I think it's going to be another dress. I think I got 2 meters of this fabric, so enough to make a dress. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to cutting into this one and having a play with it. But yeah, I think it's really pretty and really striking. It's quite a large scale print, which I don't often go for, but I do really like this one. So yeah, that is probably going to be next on my sewing list. But yeah, that's my last thing I wanted to share with you today. I better now go and get on with my slightly boring house jobs. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've really enjoyed filming across the week and sharing a little bit of what I've been up to. And if you have enjoyed it, I'd love you to give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I would love it if you would consider subscribing to my channel too. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and for following me on my week of sewing with a little bit of chat added in too. Hopefully, this is Friday, I'm hopefully going to edit the video this afternoon so I can get it ready to put up tomorrow morning. So if you're watching this on Saturday morning, then thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you again soon. So bye then.